thanks to the organizers of this discussion for the topic United Cyprus is feasible. Indeed, a well-timed topic, since currently we are going through a very promising but at the same time very challenging period regarding the prospect to reach a permanent and viable solution of the Cyprus problem. For more than 40 years, our two communities have been negotiating on the basis of the United Nations Security Council resolutions and the high-level agreements, unfortunately without any success. To reach a permanent, mutually agreed settlement that will transform Cyprus in a united, bizonal, bi-communal federation. So what makes the current process different from previous one? Why do we believe that a united Cyprus this time is feasible? This time we get the feeling that the majority of the people in both communities realizes that the current status quo is not acceptable and it's not in the best interest of our people. Most Turkish Cypriot, my dear friend Ahmet Talat, realize that without a solution they will never be able to fully integrate it in the European Union. Consequently, they are facing the danger of gradually losing their unique Turkish Cypriot identity, culture and tradition. Similarly, most Greek Cypriots understand that the indefinite extension of the current status quo is not viable and conceals many dangers regarding our future. Time is a luxury that none of the communities have. Today, after 4 decades of separation, most of our people have no memories or recollections of our common coexistence. I'm 54 years old and I have no memories at all of the coexistence of Turkish Cypriots and Greek Cypriots. I have experienced a Turkish Cypriot as a civil servant, neither as a member of the parliament or member of the government. In a few years, most of the people that have experienced it will either be dead or overaged. At the same time, we must emphasize that no one is willing to sacrifice the quality of the solution for the sake of the time. A solution has to be functional, to last in time and make sense for future generations. One of the strong elements of this new process is the agreement of the two leaders that only an agreed solution can be put in a referendum. Therefore, each leader, and it's of vital importance, has to put himself in the other one's shoes. Currently, we have leaders in both communities that believe in the reunification of Cyprus. This is very positive and not an accidental circumstance. Furthermore, the discovery of significant quantities of hydrocarbons in the region of the Eastern Mediterranean is a development that creates conditions for wider interest convergences among all the countries in the region, including Turkey. In addition, and taking into consideration the conclusions of the recent European Union Turkey summit, everyone realizes that the continuation of Turkey's accession road to the European Union is only feasible with the solution of the Cyprus problem. We can see therefore a wide range of positive synergies that can arise from a possible solution. At the same time, we witness, dear friends, our troubled neighborhood in the Eastern Mediterranean and the Middle East bearing flames, threatening to become a fire that will light up global unrest with unimaginable consequences. Loss of life and human suffering has become a dangerous and daily reality for millions of people. A region plagued with different levels of unrest and instability. A region devastated by conflicts in Syria, Iraq, Northern and Central Africa, and political instability in a number of countries. Adding to that lately is the fear of terrorism, which lingers all over the world. These developments have increased the need for a stability pillar in the region. Cyprus can become this reliable and credible pillar of political, energy and economic cooperation in our region. A reunited Cyprus can further serve this role and become the link between the European Union and the Middle East. It can also become a successful example of a prosperous, multicultural society. It can become a place where diversity and different religions serve as a motive for a better understanding and cooperation, and not as a source of dispute and suffering. But we must remain alert and not kid ourselves. Our current prosperity is very fragile without a permanent and viable solution of the Cyprus problem that will eliminate any future source of controversy. Nationalists and chauvinists are always praying and waiting for the right opportunity to rise up, if not dealt with permanently. In our case, division arising from the ongoing Cyprus problem may become once more a source for future clashes. It is our duty towards us and our future generation to reach a permanent and a viable solution. One that will unite the land and the people and will enable us to build an oasis of peace, prosperity, cooperation and stability in the region. My party, the Democratic Rally, remains deeply committed in achieving a lasting, functional and viable solution of the Cyprus problem. And we realize and we know that we don't expect an ideal solution. We aim to achieve a solution that will be based on a bizonal, bi-communal federation in accordance with the international law, United Nations Security Council resolution and the European values and principles. We want a solution that will ensure the future and prosperity of all Cypriots within the European Union. We strongly support the current negotiations led by President Anastasiadis and the Turkish Cypriot leader Mustafa Ikinci. We sincerely wish that soon they will reach a mutually agreed and beneficial agreement for all concerned parties. A united Cyprus, as a member of United Nations and the European Union, has no need for guarantees from foreign countries. At the same time, other options that will strengthen the feeling of security for both communities must be examined. the solution of the Cyprus problem can prove beneficial, not only to the people of Cyprus, but also to the people of the countries in the Eastern Mediterranean, including Turkey. This island and its people, Greek Cypriots, Turkish Cypriots, Maronites, Armenians and Latins, deserve much more than a division that deprives them of their full potential. And we have great potential in this island. Dear friends, it's obvious to all of us that a new window of opportunity has opened for the solution of the Cyprus problem. We have to grasp this opportunity and try to make the most of it. So let us stop perceiving this new peace initiative as a competitive game, a game that one has to lose for the other one to win. Let us work together sincerely, as one team, to win the most important game of our lives for our children. Let us create our common European future. Let us think ourselves as compatriots. A united federal Cyprus with a single sovereignty and a single international personality based on political equality. Imagine the vast capabilities of our human resources, where graduates from our educational system are able to speak fluently Greek, Turkish and English, to act as service facilitators between Europe, Turkey, North Africa and the Middle East, where Christians and Muslims grow up together, live together, make families and business together, and send their children at the same schools. A worldwide example of harmonious coexistence and productive cooperation with the European Union. This is definitely a future worth believing in it. Our vision is one of United Cyprus being in the heart of Europe on an equal basis, to be in a position to contribute constructively in the progress of the European Union and not creating problems in its operations. This is why a solution based on the European acquis, the principles and values on which the European Union is founded, is in the best interest of all Cypriots. Any permanent derogation will be against both communities in Cyprus. Dear friends, we don't pretend that the road for reaching a solution is without any difficulties. We understand that the two leaders are currently discussing the most difficult aspects of the problems, such as property, territory and security. We believe that mutually beneficial solutions can be reached as long as we act within the framework I described earlier. That is why we strongly believe that the European Union and the international community have a significant role to play by encouraging us to reach those compromises and by contributing positively in this process. Let us utilize the European institution as well as the International Monetary Fund in the preparation of the solution, rather than require their assistance afterwards. The financial contribution of the international community in financing the solution will also be a very important factor. However, we must not think in terms of cost when referring to a viable solution. Instead, we must think of the solution in terms of investment and unique social, business and economic opportunities. My dear friends, the German government and the German people consider the reunification of the country in 1990s only in terms of cost, then they would have never proceeded with the reunification. But dear friends, which Germany is stronger? The current unified one or the Germany's in 1990s? Dear friends, please allow me to thank you again for your kind invitation and the opportunity to share with you my thoughts on the topic of today's discussion. Let us wish that soon, pretty soon, a United Cyprus will become a visible and a tangible reality for all its citizens. Thank you very much.